Today we have a 2004 Buick LeSabre. It's got the 3.8 motor, and the customer's saying that the alternator is going out. The GM actually uses this 3.8 in a lot of different cars, Buick, Chevy, Pontiacs. So this is basically be the same principle for all those different vehicles with a 3.8. We're going to show you that alternator is located and how to replace it. This is your GM 3.8, used in a lot of Buicks, Chevys, Pontiacs. The good thing about this alternator, it happens to be located right here up on top, which is easy to get at. So we're going to show you how to get that off. But before we do that, first thing we're going to do is disconnect the battery. Battery for this one happens to be right under here, which is kind of nice because it keeps the battery nice and clean, the terminals nice and clean. This little 8, we're just going to pop that off right there. And that way we'll have no power going to the alternator. Just like that. Just put it off to the side. Now the battery's disconnected. We're gonna undo this right here. Tip this out of the way. And then put that back in there. Just like that to keep debris out of it. Now, on this alternator, there's not that many bolts actually hold it in place. You got the one in front here. You got one here. And there's another one in the back right here. So we're going to start taking those off and remove it. The serpentine belt does have to come off, and I believe this is a 15 right here. So you're going to want, unless you have a diagram under the hood, how the belt is routed, you're going to want to get that, but I know how that is. And when you undo it here, you push this down, you should just be able to put it off here, and hopefully it doesn't fall off. Just take it just like that. And once I loosen it like that, I should be, if I had another hand, just be able to grab that. Take it off like that, set it off to the side. But like I said, if you're not sure how it goes, just double check it before you start the vehicle. Now we got to get this bracket out of the way. So we're going to move this 10 right here, just like that. And then we're going to come back and we're going to remove this 15. And then we're going to take this arm out of the way so we can access that back bolt. Okay, spin that off. Now we take that, now we can get this one in the back here. So we'll break this one loose, and this one, the alternator's ready to come out. We had to go with a deeper socket to fit over this longer part here. That one's loose. That one's loose. Now we gotta take out this one. Before I remove this last one, I'm gonna take the 10 here and get this off of here, like that, like that. Pull that off, and you can see on the side right there is a clip, and hopefully I can grab it with my finger. If not, I'll get a small screwdriver or something to lift it up and just pull it off. And you can see it's got to be pulled up like this, right there. And it should just pull right up after that, just like that. That's all it takes. And now the last thing you have to do is remove this 15, and the alternator should lift straight up out of there. This 15 right here, it's really tight to get a socket in there a lot of times. Usually I just use an open-end wrench because you can see that pulley right there, and they kind of run into it. So you just back it out with the open end, and then you spin it out the rest of the way and get it out. There's enough room, just a little tight. Once it's out like that, now we take the old one and set it next to the new one, or the reman one. Make sure it looks the same. Plug-ins are the same. Now we're ready to install. And once I get it close, I'll tighten it up with a socket. Because of limited space, I'll be doing this for a minute. I'm going to take this, make sure this fits in. Clip it in place just like that. Put this back one on here. And I'm going to put my 10 back there and snug that up. Since we clip this in place, we put our 10 on, snug that down, tightened it up, put the rubber boot on. Now we're going to put our two 15s on the back here and get those close, and then we're going to tighten them up. There's that one. Now tighten this one, and this one, and they'll go on and put the bracket on. Now these 315s are tight. Now we put our bracket on right here. Got to get underneath that wire. You got a 10 on the bottom there, and you got a 15 nut up here. Just got to put those on. Tighten them down. Okay, I'll snug those up, and we're ready to install the belt. You make sure that it's routed properly. All you got to do is grab it like that right there, reach it up over, put the belt back on, and apply the tension back on it. So we're ready to install the cover. That little thing goes in the hole back there. This fits over in front just like that. Put this back in. Last thing we're going to do is go hook up the battery inside the car, and that's all it takes to install an alternator on a 2004 Buick LeSabre with a 3.8 motor.